Hello, guys. Welcome to Dojima podcast, where we explore the latest innovations in blockchain technology. Today, we are excited to have Devaraj with us, joining to discuss about modular blockchains. Hi, Devaraj. Welcome to Dojima podcast.
Hi, hello Arvind.
Yeah,
I'm excited to be here. So thanks for having me.
yeah, sure. No answer. So, Devaraj. Before moving on, can you just start telling about a bit about yourself and your background in blockchain technology?
Yes, Arvind. So just for everyone, I am Devaraj. I'm in this industry for almost 4 years now. So I have around 13 plus years of experience in the technology, but mostly on the web 2 earlier. So I used to work as the head of engineering in the self chain right now. It was Frontier Wallet earlier. So my main experience was to build the backend and talk to multiple DApps and integrate within the Frontier Wallet and build the whole team. So that was my main experience, what I had from the Web3. Then I think it's been 1 year where we started the Etherscale with one of our co-founders. Now we have 10 plus employees. We are working on this Etherscale. So how we started, it's all about the transition we saw from the blockchain L1 to the L2, L2 to these rollups. How this rise of the rollups is happening, how this modular is kind of excited to everyone, why everyone are going towards the modular blockchains. So that's why we thought, okay, this is the right time. We should just start solving this issue with the blockchain. So that's how we started the Etherscale.
Okay. Got it. That was a good intro. So, Devraj, let's start discussing a bit about what are modular blockchains and why these modular blockchains are gaining a lot of traction these days in the Web3 space.
As I said in my introduction as well, right? Even I just got excited about this modular blockchain as a developer. Yeah, we are in the very initial stage of this blockchain world. Where earlier when we started the blockchain, it was just for a currency. Then we just got an Ethereum where everybody kind of can deploy their smart contract. They can just deploy their own application within the Ethereum. So it was all the start to the blockchain industry. And then, once we got the population just started working on this particular blockchain, we started facing the issues because I don't think when we started, it's not even 1% of the population come to the blockchain world. And also, once this got the popular, and we saw so many people working on top of the Ethereum. Just that's an example. Then we saw the issues, especially on the scalability and too much of gas price issue. That's where this blockchain, the modular blockchain, came into the picture. So why everyone are excited? So I'll just give an example. So now what happens? So recently we just wrote a blog about the post office blog where how actually it works. To give an example, right? There's just one post office across the India, and everybody just goes to that particular post office and write all the letter, just post it on the post box. So that was how it was started. But now let's say each and every corner road of the area has the small post box, and everyone just write a letter and just keep it on the post box, and those post letters will just later come into the bigger post office. So that's just example we were just giving to everyone why it is more important. So let's say if I just take an example with a modular blockchain, right? It's ultimately to take the tradition, it's a separate of concerns.
Exactly.
You just do what you want to do as an execution. So I just don't want, because there are a lot of people on this particular blockchain, even though there is no much traffic to my particular application, still my customers has to pay a lot of gas. That's one thing, and also they'll have to suffer on the scalability issue. So that's where this model, you just separate everything. I'll just take out all the execution. I'll have my own blockchain, as in not just a blockchain, it's a kind of a roll-up, or it could be M2. I just have this particular layer separated. I'll keep my layer there, and then ultimately everything flows to the settlement as this. This is the beauty of the modular blockchain. When you just separate each and every layer, you just work on where you are interested.
Okay, got it. By the way, that post office analogy was really good analogy. That really struck my mind.
Yeah, because even we just wanted to kind of explain the same thing to the other users, right? Because most of the time when we're talking to the Web2 people who want to onboard with the Web3, this is a very difficult to kind of explain what is roll-up, what is modular blockchain. But this is where we are just even working on to explain it in a very simple English to them with a real example.
And I just want to ask, like, from your experience, like, what are the real benefits of using a modular blockchain over the traditional monolithic ones?
Okay, I just take an example of what recently we had a chat with few dApps who they want to become a dApp chain, as in they want to have their own roll up. I just give an example. The very first thing is there's one team, they want to build their own set of blockchain. They are from the Web2, they just wanted to become a Web3 now. So there are a lot of things there. One is they have to give an experience to the Web3 user, Web2 user, as just a Web2 application. Though they are working in the Web3, they don't want to kind of give all the pain of this abstraction, as in giving them a private key. That's a very difficult part, right? As soon, let's say if I'm a Web2 guy, I'm just coming to the blockchain. As soon as I say the key, private key and everything, that's where everybody says scared and they don't want to come to the Web3 world. So that way, and also the next thing is they don't want they to pay the gas. So here it's again, it's a difficult thing.
They wanted to abstract away the complexity involved in the Web3 space.
Exactly. So one is the gas abstraction, the account abstraction, and also you want to have how you can decide how actually your chain should behave. That kind of abstraction you can take away. So that won't happen in the the monolith blockchain. Yeah, there is a way to kind of do it, but it is very difficult. So here you can just customize as you want.
Okay, and that said, so can you state some of the real world applications or projects that are really concentrating on this modular space?
Now, if I just had to take a name where there are already big names who already they were just working in this space to support this modularity, solve this scalability issue. I think I can just take the name of Celestia. They're the one who are just taking the building a layer where you can just build a roll-ups on top of this. So the Celestia, there's a data availability layer and Avail, and also the EigenDA recently. They're also helping the scalability with giving the more security as well. And I can just take a number of names who are supporting this, and also there are already other platforms like the one who supports you to build your own modular blockchains, and Etherscale as there's one of them, where you can just utilize this platform, you can just build this modular blockchains.
And I just want to ask you, like, as you mentioned Celestia, so Celestia mostly acts as a DA layer for the modular blockchain, right?
Exactly. So that's one of the layer, as in you don't want all the data to be there in the Ethereum or a settlement always, right? So you are just taking out that particular layer itself. So and also the one other good advantage, you can just scale only that particular layer if you want. You are mostly a data oriented chain. Let's say I just take an example of a gaming application. You don't want to sell the blockchain. The main usability what you have is a data layer. That's the main part. So that's where the Celestia or any other data availability layer comes into the picture. You just scale only that particular layer.
For someone like who are really confusing with these names, so basically I just want to give them like how we have migrated from this monolithic to modular ones. So basically for any application, either it's blockchain or some other application to run, so we need like multiple layers to function together. So
exactly.
for generally to a blockchain to get run, so we need an execution layer, we need a settlement layer, we need a consensus layer, and we need a data layer. So now in our in traditional blockchains, so all of the layers were combined together and blockchain was getting ran. So in this modular world, so what real companies are trying to do is like they are trying to modularize each and every layer involved. So as Devaraj said, so he has mentioned a project named as Celestia. So Celestia is mostly concentrating on data layer. So like as a business, you can run the execution layer on top of Celestia, and you can hand over the data availability part to Celestia. So we can mostly concentrate on the logic instead of just concentrating on data availability or consensus related features for your chain. As we progress, so like even in Web 2 or Web 3, we'll be having the challenges. Like in every segment, there'll be key challenges that needs to be get addressed. So, like, what do you think the main challenges the developers and companies are facing in this modular blockchain infrastructure?
Yes, sir. As you said now, right? So there are multiple layers involved. So earlier, when you monolith, there's nothing. It's just like one framework. Everything happens there. The sequencing happens there, and also the execution, the data availability, the settlement. Everything happens in one layer. Now, when we come to the modular again, when I think earlier it was just execution, we just took out from the monolith. And then the settlement happens, the data availability there, and the data availability just again different layer. Now we have a sequencing layer as well. We are just separating the sequencing layer as well. So there are some companies called Espresso and other companies. They just solve these sequencing issues as well with the decentralized sequencing. There are a lot of layers comes into the picture with the modular, and everyone are working on their own product. They're focusing on the different layers, right? But like say, if I'm just want to have my own modular blockchain, the difficulties what I am facing. Now I'm a gamer. I know the gaming I'm concentrated only on the gaming application. Let's say I have a lot of issues with this monolith, one with respect to scalability or the gas fee or any other issues. And also I just need a lot of customizability. That's where I just want my new roll-up or a modular blockchain type. So now, if I want to have this particular modular blockchain or any roll-up, the first thing I need to understand each and every layer, not just a gaming. I need to understand this particular blockchain layers as well. The second thing is stitching together, how to integrate these layers. So, and also you need to understand the whole blockchain and also kind of the infrastructure, and also to maintain everything. This is the most complexity. If anyone wants to have their own modular blockchain, these are the complexity they'll be facing. At least they are facing right now.
Mostly they should they want to concentrate on each and every layer involved, and they need to basically as there are many options available, they need to mix and match between the layers.
Exactly. So just to choose what in each layer, which one I need to choose. Let's say I just go to the DA, which one actually works for me. And also even to choose, do I need this DA layer or not? Yeah. And how I integrate everything.
Yeah, that is there, because as the ecosystem grows, so obviously new projects are coming up, and every project has its own pros and cons. So exactly. Yeah, that's there. So how do you see modular blockchains impacting the interoperability and scalability of blockchain networks in the future?
If I just want to take the scalability, right, as I said, that's the main important aspects of the modular the blockchains. The solving the scalability issue, yes, because now I think in the future, I don't see that anybody will be deploying their dApps on top of L1, layer 1. Everyone will have their own roll-up. Let's say if there is an application that is built on their own rollup, then it goes settles on the L1 later. Yeah, we are in the very initial stage. There are a lot of confusion, there are a lot of complexity right now, but we will have a lot of solutions. I see there are a lot of people already working on the solution. That's where the scalability issue is solved. And it's up to the dApp to choose on what actually the whole scalability to solve within their dApp. That is one sort, and the second is the interoperability is very much important. And if you see now, the very big players are already working on this interoperability, and they're like Omnichain and also the Polygon. They already have the solution for this interoperability. Where
forgot one important name, Dojima.
Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So this is a very important aspect. So everyone are already working on this solving these main issues. So this is when it comes to a roll-up, when we have a fragmentation of these roll-ups, different roll-ups, these are the two things, especially scalability issue solved, but the interoperability, and I will take another name, the liquidity fragmentation. Yeah, exactly. These two are the main issues we will have, but I see there are a lot of people already working on that particular solution as well. So in the future, we will have every roll-up will talking to each other in the whole chain, and the access to the one common liquidity layer.
And one more thing which I wanted to state is like, as this modular blockchains is really new thing in our ecosystem. So until unless we see like where it goes, then only the interoperability, this thing can be figured out. Like if we are
Exactly.
working on it, like we ourselves are really confused, like because there are many roll-up frameworks, roll-up toolkits. There are really a number of roll-up things are there, and modular blockchains are there. So we are really in a state like, how can we just build a middle ground for all these L2s and L1? So it's like, yeah, and I don't think like until unless this modular thing progresses in its own way, then only we'll be able to figure out our interoperability way into this modular space.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, as you said, yeah, this is a very confusing part because everyone has their own framework, right, for the roll-up. They just build an interoperability within their ecosystem, and they'll just go to some other blockchain. There is again their own circle. But when we say the blockchain, it doesn't mean it's just one ecosystem always. There are very big ecosystem. I think, as you said, we are in the very initial stage. In the future, we'll just get to know. What I see in the future, it's a totally independent roll-ups we will have, irrespective of any ecosystem, and there will be a layer which will work for all this ecosystem. That's how the way we should just travel. But yeah, as I said, yeah, we are still in the confusion mode, but we will have a solution soon for all this.
So, what trends or innovations in modular blockchains are you more excited about? And where do you see the technology heading in next 5 to 10 years?
There's one thing I think recently I was just talking to few people as well. I don't know. But thing is, what I'm just thinking on the roll up this modular blockchain, right? Right now, earlier the blockchain, I was like, the Bitcoin, you should have a very, very high processor, the computing power, then only you can just run the Bitcoin node, right? Then it came to the Ethereum, and still, even Ethereum, you don't need so much power, but still, you need to have a very big server.
Computing power.
Computing power, right?
Been happened.
Yeah.
Computing.
Exactly. But in future, what I'm just saying, even your application will be running on your mobile, and you can just run the roll up within your mobile phone. So that's how the optimization will happen, and that's where we were just going through.
Okay.
I think, at least for now, the gamings, the NFTs, and all these DTs, they are perpetuals. I see they are all kind of very much interested on this, the modular blockchains. That's where as soon as they have the full optimization, we will have these guys onboarded on the mobiles and the very small devices. Then we're running their own roll-ups. Ultimately, they can settle to the settlement layer.
Okay. And one more thing in Web3, like we should not be thinking about future in span of years. I guess most of the innovations are happening in span of months itself. So it's like in Web3, we need to plan our journey in month-wise, but not in years. So that's what the ground is really changing rapidly. So that's what I'm observing. Because even now I started hearing about like they are also creating the modular layers for L2 blockchains also.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether it's right or wrong. Like in one of the podcasts recently, I heard like recently they started modularizing the L2 chains also.
Okay. But what I see, in my opinion, right, I think we need more and more people to come and just do the research on this one, because we don't know how. Let's say if I just take, we are in the 90s of this normal Web 2. So I don't know, in 2015, how much it is evolved. The same way in the blockchain also, we need more and more research. Yeah, it's fine, we fail, but with this research only, we will just become a 2015 of the Web 2. In the 2030 or 35, we will have the blockchain where everybody thinks, so this is what the actual blockchain is.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Because beliefs are stepping stones of the success.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, that's a wrap. Huge thanks to Devaraj for really shedding light on the game-changing world of modular blockchain. And I guess your expertise has really sparked new ideas and inspiration for our listeners. And do subscribe for more insightful conversations and cutting edge tech explorations. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, Arvind. Thanks, Chan. So thanks for having me here.